Good morning, Rabbi Isai. We're holding Daf. Oh, I have to go back a little bit. I forgot about this. Okay. Where are we holding? Omer Rav Yehuda Shmuel. Omer Rav Yehuda Shmuel, another halacha. Mitzvah lahanicha betoich chaloloi shel Pesach. The mitzvah to put the mezuzah inside the doorway and not on the outside. Unfortunately, I did not transfer that piece. Okay, so we saw the shadim one, right? This is in the doorway, but not flat like where the light is. You see, like on that part of the stone, not over there. It should be inside the doorway. Pshita. Inside your gate, inside the doorway. So mitzvah lanicha b'tevach. It says, as we're going to learn, it's a mitzvah to put it one tefach away from the street. So the further away it is from your house, the closer it is to the street, because, as we're going to see, you're supposed to, like, the first thing you touch, the first thing you come in contact with or see is the mezuzah, so maybe it should be on the face of the house, not in the house, not under the door. Kamash malon, that no, it's no good if it's on the face, it should be in the doorpost. This is the doorpost. So it should be over here and not over here. I would think over here it's even closer to the street. You come here, you bump into the mezuzah right here. No, it should be inside, over here. Okay. Another halacha, top of Lamed Gimel Amud Aleph. Ve'omar Rabbi Yehuda Amar Shmuel. Rabbi Yehuda said in the name of Shmuel, Soval shnei dapim psula. If you wrote your mezuzah on two columns as so, no good. Meisvei, I have a question. Soval shnei dapim v'nicho b'shnei sipim. If you wrote it on two rows, and you actually inserted it into two separate mezuzahs as so, what's the halacha? Sula. But it's mashma. It seems like if you wrote it on two columns, but put it into the problem over here is there's two mezuzah boxes. But if you put the two rows into one box, it's kosher. Says Gemara, no. The problem over there is not that he put it into two boxes. The problem is the reason why it's possible is not because he put it into two mezuzahs. It's because you wrote it in a way that you could put it into two mezuzahs. The actual writing is what puzzles it. The fact that you wrote onto two columns, that's possible. V'omar Rav Yehuda Shmuel, another one. B'mezuzah halech achar heker tzir. So this is very interesting. We have a situation in our office. I didn't really check it out, but it might be even worse than I think. We have two offices below the Beis Medrash. Both of them have doors facing outside. You could access the two offices from the outside. But they also have a door in between them. Connecting door, like in a hotel room, sometimes you get a door so your kids could share the room with you. So the question is, in a door like that in a hotel room is a big problem. We might have the same problem downstairs. We'll go check it. But let's say there's only one door. What's the dominant room? The one that Yoshi sits in, I would say? Or maybe it's the other guy or whatever, So how do you figure it out? They might be equal. So then why would I put the mezuzah on the right side, maybe on the left side? Maybe I'm entering from this guy's office to that guy's office. So the halacha is that we go by the hinge. And we look at where the hinge is. In other words, what it really means is, where does the door open up to? And that's how we're going to finish off today's sugi also. We're going to go through other things, but at the end, we're going to see this idea comes back. Where does the door open up to? Oh, so if it's pocket door, some even say you're not chayav mezuzah. Like sliding doors, there's a machlok is whether you need. We say you do, but it goes by the tzir. So it becomes very interesting. Omer Avada. Oh, my heker tzir. What does it mean? I don't even understand what you're saying. Heker tzir. Recognize the hinge. Omer Avada afkita. So we have a little bit. This is not going to help much, but you see, in those days the hinges were like this. What it really means is the swing of the door. So let's see. Hechidami, for instance, kigoyim pischa the bein trei bati. Let's say, like every typical house has 2 rooms. One is for the wife, one is for the husband, one is for the man, one for the woman. They try not to mingle. Bein bei gavrei lebein nashi. Here, the Gemara says it. I didn't say it. And here it is. Here's the house, your typical house. The pink on the right, that's the woman's side. And then the guy has his thing. Now, once in a while, they want to visit each other. So there's a door. No. The house. She's in some. Yeah. I said, mamish like our office. This is beautiful. Look at this. Each one has a doorway. You can get access. You don't have to disturb the other person. In the house, she's busy cooking, doing her thing. He's doing his thing. So they had and you're talking, the whole house is probably 8 by 8. Okay, a little bit. So you have a little privacy. But there's a doorway in between. Mamish like our offices. This is how our offices look. So goes by us. There's 2 doors. I didn't want to go into. That's why I said it's very complicated. Once you put a second door on it, then I don't know what to do. But over here, it's very obvious. The door swings open into the woman's quarter. So memela, you're going to put the mezuzah leaving from the man's side. You put it on the right. That's on the hinges. You see where the hinge goes. It opens, swings up this way. So you're going to put it on the right. Now, if it's swung into the man's side, so on the right side of the woman, from where the woman leaves out, I don't care what side the hinge is on, by the way. It could have been that the door opens into the woman's side and the door is actually hung on the opposite side of the frame. You could also swing it the other way. But the mezuzah will be on the right side of the man. Always on the right side. It doesn't matter how this door swings. It's where. A door can open this way. It could also open this way. But the point is, it's always going to be on the right side, leaving the man. Hold on. This is the door. I'm going from the man into the woman's side. The mezuzah is going to be right over here. Now, sometimes, in our depiction, the door opened this way, but the door could also open this way. That doesn't matter. The mezuzah is always going to be on the right side of the man, leaving the man's room, on this side. It's not going to be on this side. It doesn't go by the door, which way it opens. It's just, because it opens into the woman's side, so that shows that the man is dominant. It swings open into the wife's side, so maybe he's going to put on the right side. Don't get confused by how the door opens. I'm not a Rav, and I'm not pasking any halachas, and nobody should paskin based on the shir. We're throwing out musogim that the way we understand it in the Gemara. How it is halachically, I don't know. Reish Galusa, the head of the community, the Reish Galus, Bana Beisa, he built a house. Omar Leila Rav Nachman, so he tells Rav Nachman, and we know Rav Nachman was his son-in-law. Kavale Mizusta. He tells his son-in-law, go, put a mezuzah. You're Talmid Chacham, put the mezuzah. He says, there's a little bit of a problem. Omerlei, Toli Dasha Bereisha. First, install the doors. You can't put the mezuzah on the doors when they're, on the construction site. First, you have to install them. Then, you make a bracha. You just Omerav Asa Kimeneger Psulo. By the way, what is this called? This is called. We're gonna talk about it later. I could show you the video now or later. What do you guys want? Passive Eloimin. Beautiful stuff. Explains the sugya Givaldig is an egger. It's basically you put the mezuzah laying down, almost like a nail, like I forgot what it's called, a bolt. A bolt of the door. Negger is a bolt of a door. When we were in London, and we were in that hotel, I forgot the name of the Frum Hotel, and they have a shul there that used to be the pillar. Thank you. So they have like a shul there, and they have a door that's like a couple hundred years old. And I took pictures. I couldn't find it yesterday. It had a negger. It had the bolt, the whole thing. Oh, so you put it sideways, not good. In Rav's house, all the mezuzahs were laying down like that. And another halach, second thing. You know those the Rosh Hashivas, the Admorim, they have like a private door that comes right by the Aron Kodesh. They sneak into the Beis Medrash. So Rav had one of these, Rebbe had one of these, and it didn't have a mezuzah on it. So we have two problems here. Lo kashi. Ho David Kesikta. Ho Davido kistavira. Kisikta means like this, okay, like laying down like a sika, like a pin or like a nail. And look at this interesting one. Stavira is like bending the knee, which would make it very interesting. That means there's a bend in the mezuzah. This is like, so as
it's in between.
Well, why would the case? The case means that there's a mezuzah that shape. That's I'm talking. I'm not making this up. They discuss this. Now, what's interesting is that why do we put our mezuzah on a slant? Because exactly there's machlokes rishonim, Rashi and Tosfos, Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam. Rashi holds mezuzah should be straight up. Rabbeinu Tam says laying down. So we do a pshara. We go like this. Okay, there's a lot of people that don't know it. Why do we go slanty? Now, Sfardim, if you go to Sfardi house, standing up. You go to Taimani's house, standing up. You go to Eli Stefansky's house, standing up. Because the gra goes like Rashi. I started understanding why yesterday. Like, why would he do that? Do pshara. Because it's nishtahin and nishtaher. It's like, but the pshara is a pshara. The Gemara says, listen, let's go with Rashi and finish standing up. Okay. And you see, I asked the Rabbi Loza Kapach, he says, Teimani, go straight up. In other words, that's their Messiah from this. Yeshal mi lisma, you could be Soibach Rashi. But we go, you don't want to make me machlokes. Okay. But here's something very, very interesting that I think is very important for everybody to know, is this. How do we make sure that our Sefer Torah don't fall out of the Aron Kodesh? Like, if you're Sephardi, you have a nice, round, tall thing, you put it in, it's not going to go anywhere. What do Ashkenazim do? They lean it. That's what I thought. We think we lean it, but we lean it for the halacha, not for the safety. So now when you look in, there's a lot of things we're going to learn, things we don't know. Because look at Taisus over here. It says Taisus, Bein Lepirish HaKuntras, Bein Lepirish Rabbeinu Tam, this kevira, the chshera, hainu bal achsoin, lo shoiche v'lo zakuf. Inami. So here he's bringing this pshara thing, that it's on an angle. Or, inami kimin it's like a half a nun, like in the picture. Mechza shoiche v'mechza zakuf. Half of it is laying down, and half of it is standing up. V'chein pirish v'kuz b'lo shenacher. Abel shar mizuz the alma says Tosfos, Lav hachi avdinon. Elo pirish Rabbeinu havim yushal pirish hakudish muhammad. According to Rabbeinu Tam, it's completely laying. According to Rashi, it's standing. Rabbeinu Tam says, "Selamad do ma'is b'chol yoyim." We do this every day. Because Sefer Torah oimed al abima hakol oimdim u'shlibu meshiva hakol yoyishvim. Says Tosfos that when it's on the bima standing up, and then something is laying down. Now Rabbeinu Tam holds that this idea of laying and standing. Why does Rabbeinu Tam say lay down? Because think about it. The Torah in the Kodesh HaKadoshim was laying down. It was in the Aron. It wasn't like this. It was laying down. So it seems like another interesting thing. You ever noticed our bimas go like this? Now you think it goes like that because it's easier for Baal Korah to read. L'chayra, it goes like this to do the pshara of the mezuzah. The same idea. Because the Rabbeinu Tam says it should lay down. And Rashi says just stand up. So the Torah talking about Sfardim, it stands up. They read like this, and Ashkenazim lay down. So there's some sort of pshara, and they say that Rabbeinu Tam wanted to make a shul where he had a bima that was flat. You know, in Corona we all did it on our plastic tables. We didn't chap that it's even an issue to go like this. So then the shul is just convenient. Like my stender over here has a little bit of this because it's better to no. This is what they're saying. So the Belza Beis Medrash, they decided to do something special for the Rabbeinu Tam, and they built their bima with less of an angle, almost no angle, like a flat thing to be to the Rabbeinu Tam. So what do we learn again? Eini, but still we have a problem that Rebbe's Beis Medrash's little door. A lot of shuls have it. I've seen it a bunch of times. That the Rav has a special entrance. He doesn't have to go through everybody, and also people don't have to stand up. He just walks in and goes. What do we do with Rav Huna? He did have a mezuzah on it. This, Rabbi, so you're not going to like so much. Ahu rogalava. Domer Rav Yudomer Rav. The mezuzah halich achar rogel. There were other people that used to sneak in through that door, and Memela, it requires a mezuzah. But by Rebbe, that he's the only one using it, it doesn't require mezuzah. That's what the Gemara says here. I don't know that we passing like that. but comes out two major chidushim. Chidush number one is that on a beis medrash you need a mezuzah. What's pshat in that? We're talking about a beis medrash. Rebbe, Rav Huna, there's a mezuzah. It's just because he was not ragel, so Rebbe didn't put one. It's not so many people. Another tremendous chiddush. It's not everybody uses the door. You don't need a mezuzah. Big chiddush. Omar Reb Zera, Omar Rav Masna Shmuel. Mitzvah lahanicha b'tchila shlisha elyon. That's why I brought this. Well, I don't need to really bring it. You take the doorpost and you divide it in thirds. This line over here is a third. And then you put the mezuzah right above the line, above it. Look at this. Umay tchila shlisha elyon, the comment at the top toises on the base. Very high door, you should put it by your shoulder. Our Shah says that regardless of the size of your door, so that gadol, he had the mezuzah in the right place. We have three sheets over here. Third top, that's basically what we do. We put it over here by this line. Now he's saying you could go do it anywhere in the door. Just make sure it's not by the top and not in the bottom. Don't put it by the ceiling. Don't put it by the floor. Anywhere in between is okay. So that's another sheet though. Rabbi Yehuda says you can put it on the whole entire doorpost, provided it's not very close to the ceiling or the floor. There's a hekesh. Tying your tefillin and writing a mezuzah. Makshira bagoiva, afksiva bagoiva. So just like you have tefillin shorosh, they're on the top part of your head, of your body. So too, the mezuzah should be all the way on the top of the door, right over here, as close to the ceiling as possible. Rav Huna, who says that you can do it in the entire doorway. Who the Amar Rabbi Yehuda? Rabbi Yehuda says the entire doorway. Elul Shmuel says you should do it on the upper third of the door, like we do. The Amar, come on, where did he get it from? Like Rabbi Yehuda, like Rabbi Yosi. Rabbi Yosi says put it all the way by the ceiling. Rabbi Yehuda says the entire doorway. So where did Shmuel come up with the third? Amar Ravuna Bereder of Nasan Loilam Rabbi Yosi. He goes like Rabbi Yosi that what? That you should put it by the ceiling. And what did he mean, shlish? L'archika. It meaning that there's a maximum that you could go down. Not. He says put it over here. He says okay. If you don't put it over here, but you have up to here. That's it. This is the max. This is the line. It's not like this is where you begin. This is where you begin. You go down. If you can't reach up all the way to the ceiling, so you put it over here. But shloi l'archika more than this is the max that you could go down. Omar Rava. Mitzvah nicha b'davach hasam l'rishus harabim. We saw that before. It should be close to the rishus harabim. My taima. What's the reason? When you come home, first thing you bump into is a mezuzah. You want to have protection. So protection is you put the guard as far out, as far away from your house as possible. This is a very familiar Gemara. You're all going to have to know where it's from. HaKadosh Baruch Hu acts differently than humans. The king, like Khamenei, whatever, Yimach Shemoy, is in a bunker right now, right? With hundreds of those guys watching him. Hashem acts differently. The mezuzah is like a lahavda, HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself watching us from the outside of the door. Shenema Hashem Shem Recha, this must be a good song here. Hashem Shem Recha, Hashem Shem Recha, Hashem Tzilcha Yad Yiminecha. We had this Gemara now with the Zara, where Onkelos became a ger, and the king sent to bring him back, and everybody that came to get him became a ger. And he said, I don't remember which one it was, but at one point he said, don't talk to him, you're not allowed to talk to him, you're not allowed to this, don't get into conversation with him because he's dangerous. And then he said, you know why we have this mezuzah? Why? Because Hashem watches us. He's not like a regular king. And this is the Hemik lo tevach psula. Check this out. It's beautiful. The art is just out of this world. the mezuzah is deep into the wall, 1 tefach. Possible. Let me say, perhaps I can bring a raya from this following statement, and the Gemara is going to say it's not a raya. What's the raya? Let me say, you put the mezuzah into the beam that's around the door. You put the mezuzah on, and then on top of the mezuzah, you smack. You can do that here in Eretz Yisrael, let's say. Put your mezuzah in, and then they come with those thick, Even Yerushalayim, like this thick, and they put a nice limestone or whatever it is, a mantle, whatever it's called, inside the. Is that okay? It's not okay. Why? Because now your mezuzah is covered by a thickness. It depends how thick the rock is, the stone is. So if talal malbein, if you put a stone on top of your mezuzah, the thickness of a tefach, you need another mezuzah on top. If it's not a tefach thick, you don't need one. It's a great raya that if it's a tefach inside the wall, it's not good. So the Gemara no. The door that's behind, the opening that's behind the door. So look at Rashi. I just want to do Rashi with you for 10 seconds because I think your head will start spinning. And then I'm going to show you a picture. On the corner of the house, if that's what miktsaya means, just to understand that word, there's a stationary beam. And there's 2 doors cut out, one to the south and one to the west. Now, you know that me and south and west don't get along so well. I landed on the wrong runway one time. I have no idea what's going on here. Darim and Ma'ariv, okay. And he put the mezuzah inside the opening of the south. Okay, anyways, I just want to show you the picture in Shalom Yisrael. Here we go. The door, there's 2 doors on the corner. Is that considered 1 doorway or 2 doorways? Very simple. If that beam that's directly in the center, on the corner, is wider than a tefach, then it requires 2 mezuzahs. If it's narrower than a tefach, then it's 1 opening, and 1 opening requires 1 mezuzah. You did a thing like here, it's very thick, now you need 2 mezuzahs. Then 1. Actually, the article has a picture like this. How could that be the pshat? In that brayso itself, it brings this case. It says mefurish. I would not understand that from these words. Opening that's behind the door. There's other pictures in Rashi, other pshatim. Mamish says that halacha in that brayso. So Gemara, it's not 2 separate halachas, it's 1 halacha. The end part is explaining the beginning. Tana. Let's say you have this, you go to Home Depot, and they have a door frame made out of bamboo. You cut into the bamboo, and you insert the mezuzah into the bamboo. That's the video that we saw from Chaim Kanievsky, because we have a problem of tasavlim and asui. What if I took it off? It's ready-made. It's perfect with all the knots. I snip my tzitzis, put it on, and then just ask my wife to sew the edge, and now I have a perfect tzitzis. I don't have to do the whole thing. No good. Why? Tasa v'loy min asui. If I already have schach built in because I have a pile of hay, so the schach is there, I just don't have where to live, and I take a shovel and I cut out a whole suck underneath, no good, because I need to first build the walls, then put the schach on top. I can't have schach and then build the walls. So there also, I cannot put the mezuzah into a door in Home Depot and then hang my door in my house. It's tasav limit also. But if you cut it out in the lumber yard and then you brought it home, tasav limit also, that's no good. If you have like really bad openings, patur min mezuzah. That's a bad opening. Stam, like let's say I broke the wall open, so I don't have a nice doorway. Huh? Oh, my Pischei Shimoi. You ever heard these names? No, because they say that these are Rabbanon Savaroi. They're not even Amoraim. They came in a later generation, very rare. Tikra would mean this part of the frame, and shkoife means this part of the frame. You don't have that. And Memela, you don't have to put a mezuzah. Achsadra p'tura min mezuzah. Achsadra. They used to have this like pergola business going between, these are doorways from houses coming into the yard. So they had a covering. If you notice over here, it doesn't have a tzuras HaPesach. It doesn't have a frame on the. You have the walls of the building, but you don't have a frame over there. So you put the frame in mezuzah. You don't have the side post. Ask the Gemara, yesh lo psimim chayev is what? If it has side post as so, take a look. Boom, side post. Again, without, with. You tell me that you're chayev? L'chizik tikiru ad davidi. This is not it's not a doorway. It's just to hold that pergola up in the air. Even if it has those side posts, you put it in mezuzah. Why? If it's made, if it's a beam that holds up a ceiling, that's not a doorway. I saw Rabba's achsadra. It had these side posts, mamish like this. And he held that you don't have to put a mezuzah. Why? Because it's just there to strengthen, to help the ceiling. Meisvei, Beishar. Beishar is like a guard's, like mamish, like in South Africa, you have a little guard booth. Achsadra. We saw the achsadra. This is the achsadra, right? Umir Pes is in a porch. Chayom mezuzah. How come you're telling me? How come you're telling me that achsadra is part of a mezuzah when it says mefurish achsadra is chayiv? Says the Gemara about Chazarah Bei Rav. Here we go. Chazarah Bei Rav means there's a little like, this is mamish like in America, you have this everywhere, like a front porch. And it has walls on the bottom that are more than 10 tefachim. So we have to consider that area a room. Why not? Because, look, the walls go, good asik, mechitzta, whatever, everything. It's good asik, I said, not aches, good asik. Chazarah Bei Rav. Says Gemara, Chazarah Bei Rav, kindruna ma'al yisei, this is mamish a regular room. Says Gemara, oh no. It's the other type. It's like this. I would take out the glass, because glass probably halachically is a wall. It means that the walls are very low to the floor, and it's all windows, open, like a sunroom, without the glass, minus the glass. So it's not a real room. It doesn't have walls. It has more air than walls. So that's what's potter. Omer Rav Chava, Omer Rav Yehuda. Oh yeah, chayiv, even though it's very open and you think that it's not a room. Omer Rachva, Omer Rav Yehuda. Be'er ziki chayiv b'shtei mezuzos. That's this thing that I showed you. It has an opening to the houses and opening to the yard. That little thing this thing in the middle. Chayiv in two mezuzos. My be'er ziki Omer Rav Papa Sabim Shmei Rav. Beishar b'such l'chotzer. It's a small little. How do you say it in English? A butka? No. Like a watcher tower, a guard booth. A guard booth. Because it goes to both sides, you chayv in two mezuzos. Should we stop over here? Yes. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDY.com.